Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio for 100 blocks in 2025. Today I am working out of the Farmer's Wife, and I'm continuing on with the series of doing as easy a block as you can. So if you're a beginner, this is just a really good way to continue to practice your putting your blocks together and doing very simple things with like half square triangles and 4 patches and 9 patches and things like that. So the block we're going to work on today is called Northern Lights. It is on page 188. It is block number 61. This is what it looks like. Now, Farmer's Wife has no measurements in their block, so I'm going to give those to you. So we have a couple of 4 patches here. Those blocks, we're going to cut our squares 2 inches for that. So you can see that we have, in this case, we have a brown and a blue. We're kind of following on with that color scheme with this block, but we need 4 of the brown squares at 2 inches, and we need 4 of the blue squares at 2 inches. And then we have these 2 half square triangles here. So normally what we would do is we would cut 3, these gonna finish at 3.5. So we'd cut 3 7/8 inch blocks and squares, and we're not doing that. So I cut 4-inch squares. I cut 1 4-inch square of both the blue and the brown, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch it together, and we're going to use our Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer to get that perfect block. So let's take a look at what we've done. All right, here we are. Here's our block, and here are my little squares. So let's get those into our little array here in our blue and our brown. These are kind of gray, so they're not really brown, but you get the point. And then we have our other block here, which is also blue. They kind of run right down through the center of this block. And then we need our 2 half square triangles. So what I did is I oversized by 1/8 of an inch, and I cut 1 blue 4-inch square and 1 gray 4-inch square. And then here they are sewn. I drew a line diagonally through the center, and then I went ahead and sewed 1/4 of an inch on both sides. And then as shown before, here's our Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer. So with these guys, I would lay this down on the line for the block size that I want to cut, which in this case is a 3.5-inch square. I can trim both sides, and I trimmed the dog ears off so that they would be perfectly sized. So here they are. I haven't even opened them up to press them yet, so we'll do that before we sew them. And they go right here, and then that will finish off our block, and it'll look exactly like it's supposed to. So let's go sew that, and we'll come back here and see what it looks like. Northern Lights, there's our block, and here is our finished block. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? And what I want to show you real quick is that, again, very simple block, 2 half square triangles and 2 little 4-patch blocks. So the whole thing is a 4-patch. It's a 4-patch and a 4-patch and a 4-patch. And I want you to look at the seams on the back. So when I sewed the first set, I did, I pressed to the blue and pressed to the blue. And then when I put them together, I nested them and I opened up the seam. I did that on both. And then I did the same thing on this one. I pressed away from the triangles on both of the sides, and then went through the center. I opened the seam. And it's nice, neat, it measures perfectly. It's neat as a pin on the front and the back. And that's what you want to strive for. So make a bunch of these. These are super easy. Again, anything with squares and half square triangles is going to be a really easy block to do. And this one's kind of fun, and you can turn the triangles in the opposite direction, and you can make something a little bit different. So I hope you're having fun. Make some more blocks, and I'll see you on the web at cabinquilters.com.